Handicapper Steve here, handicapping the racing from Chester Racecourse here on Friday. It is May the 11th, 2018. I'm going to look at all the races on today's program from Chester, but before I get on to that, remember to please follow me on Twitter at Horse Racing Kid 5 for more selections for racecourses around the world. So let's get on to it. I'm going to look at all the races on today's program from Chester. So let's get on to it, starting off race number 1, the 150. The 150, it is the Krabby's Earl Grosvenor handicap, class 2 handicap, going for a purse of $47,500. This race is for 4-year-olds and upwards, rated 86 to 105. Field of 16 horses going the 1,600-meter trip, or 1 mile on the turf course. Top selection in this race, I like the number 6 horse, Sound Advice. I'm going to go 6-3-15 in the tricast of the trifecta. 6-3-15 tricast trifecta. Top pick number 6, Sound Advice. 8-1, Philip Macon is on this Keith Douglas trained 9-year-old gelded by Echo of Light. You know, this horse's most recent outing came on the 2nd of September here at Chester. 1 mile on good ground at a class 2 handicap. This horse was just a little bit too wide that day. You don't want to be wide on this race course. From the 12 barrier, he finished 12th by 18 lengths and really never got there. It just wasn't his day to win. Before that, the 4th of August at Thirsk, yielding ground, 7 furlongs, class 3 conditions race. Horse finished 5th by 7 3/4 lengths. It was one of the horse's better races in 2017, but that wasn't a lot to say either. You know, this horse just kind of weakened out of it, but it was better than some of the races. Before that, here at Chester again, 15th of July, 7 furlongs in class 1 listed stakes. Horse finished 8th by 15 lengths. Again, was just too wide on this race course and weakened out of it. And then here on May 27th at Chester, firm ground, 1 mile class 2 handicap, finished 10th by 12 lengths. Kind of weakened out of it after a little bit of a wide trip. Finally has a good inside post strut today on this race course. I really think this horse could run a big one. I'll take him today. So to recap my bets for the first race, the 150 from Chester, gonna go with the 6 horse. Gonna go 6-3-15 in the tricast of the trifecta. Basically my top 3. So now let's get on to race number 2, the 225. The 225, it is the Group 2. The Group 2 Home Serve Huxley Stakes. It's a Class 1 race going for a purse of $170,000. This race is for 4-year-olds and upwards. Field of 6 horses going the 2,000-meter trip, or 1 mile and 1/4 on the grass. Top selection here, I like the number 2 horse, Eminent. I know he's the favorite, but I really think he should run well. I'm going to go 2-6-1 in the tricast of the trifecta. 2-6-1 tricast trifecta. Top pick number 2, Eminent. 4-year-old colt by Frankel. Ocean Murphy's on this one. Horse's most recent outing came in Ireland the 9th of September. Monoquarter on good ground in the Grade 1, or the Group 1 Irish Champion Stakes. Horse finished 3rd by 2 1/4 lengths that day, and it took a lot for this horse to get going that day. He really couldn't get that good closing kick. You know, it just wasn't his day to win. But before that, in France, he ran quite well. That was on the 15th of August at Deauville, a mile and quarter, 2,000 meters in the Group 2 Prix de Arnaud Stakes. This horse won by 3 lengths. Ryan Moore went over to Deauville to ride this horse, and this horse just quickened up nicely and had a very good, easy victory, walk in the park that day. And then before that, in the Coral Eclipse at Sandown, a mile and quarter, July the 8th, the toughest of the tough, one of the best turf races in Europe. This horse just couldn't keep up with those horses. This horse finished 5th by 4.5 lengths, really weakened out of it. It just wasn't his day to win, but he has that front end speed here. This race is not nearly as tough as some of the races he faced last year. I really like him a lot. Watch out for him. So to recap my bets for the second, the 225 from Chester, it's the Group 2 Huxley Stakes. Gonna go with the 2 horse Eminent. Gonna go 2-6-1 in the tricast of the trifecta. So now let's get on to race number 3, the 3 o'clock. The 3 o'clock, it is the Boodles Diamond Handicap, Class 2 Handicap, going for a purse of $47,500. This race is for 4-year-olds and upwards, rated 86 to 105. Field of 12 horses going the 2,000-meter trip, or 1 mile and 1/4 on the grass course, the turf course. Top selection in this race, I like the number 4 horse, Not So Sleepy. You know, this is my first cup of coffee right now, so I'm a little sleepy right now, but just wait 20 minutes, I'll be wide awake. I'm going to go 4-2-7 in the tricast of the trifecta. 4-2-7 tricast trifecta. Number 4, Not So Sleepy, which I am right now. Well, I'm the opposite. I am sleepy right now. Gets the leg up of Graham Lee. Hugh Morrison's on this one. 6-year-old gelded by Beat Hollow. This horse's most recent outing came out on 24th of March. That came on Doncaster. 1 mile class 2 handicap. This horse finished 9th by 45 lengths that day. He beat 1 horse home, and he just really couldn't keep up with them that day. You know, it was his first off the layoff, so probably he needed needed the race. I think coming back here to Chester, on a race course, this horse should really do well on. I think he should run a big race. Before the 2nd of January at Newcastle, a mile and a half in a Class 2 handicap. This horse finished 6 by 5 1/4 lengths that day. That was a very tough handicap for early January, I must say. I remember this race so clearly. I believe I did back the winner Dubai 50 that day. This horse just didn't really quicken up at all. Really wide poster, really can keep up with them. And then 2 weeks earlier at Lingfield, a mile and a quarter in a Class 1 listed stakes. Horse finished 8th by 3 1/4 lengths. Again, just had nothing that day from a little bit of a wide poster. And then before that, a mile and a half race at Kempton listed stakes. Finished 5th by 4 lengths. Really can keep up with them off a break. But this horse's better surface is the turf. Horse's last victory and last great run came on the 2nd of June last year at Epsom. A mile and a quarter, 2,000 meters in Class 2 handicap. This horse won by a neck. He quickened up nicely on that going up the hill, and he just had a very nice victory. Going up to, what am I saying? But he had a very nice victory there. I like him a lot here off the break, or second off the break. 10-1. Watch out for him to run a big one. So to recap my bets for the 3 o'clock, the third race from Chester, it's Boodle's Diamond Handicap. Gonna go with the 4 horse, Not So Sleepy. I'm gonna go 4-2-7 in the tricast of the trifecta. So now let's get on to race number 4, the 335. The 4th race, the 335. It's the feature race of the afternoon. It is the 188 bet Chester Cup Handicap, Class 2 Handicap, going for a purse of $208,000. This race is for 4-year-olds and upwards. Field of 17 horses going the 3,800 meter trip, or 2 miles and 3/8 on the Chester lawn, the turf course. Great race here. My top selection, I like the number 3 horse, Time to Study. I'm going to go 3-8-17 in the tricast of the trifecta. 3-8-17 tricast trifecta. Top pick number 3, Time to Study. Franny Norton is on this. Mark Johnston trained for colt by Motivator. Horse's most recent outing came last week, the 2nd of May at Ascot. 2 miles on soft ground in the Group 3 Zagaro Stakes. Horse finished 2nd by 5 lengths that day. This horse just couldn't get that good closing kick at the end. The winner just ran a hell of a race. This horse was 2nd best, but maybe the horse needed the race. Before that, he ran a month earlier, 5 weeks earlier, to be exact, on heavy ground at Musselburgh. Mile 3 course, Class 2 handicap. He finished 2nd by a neck. He just missed at the end, but he ran a very good race that day. And then that was first off the layoff. Last race of last year came at Newbury, mile 5/8 Class 2 conditions race. Horse won by 2 1/4 lengths, quickened up nicely, had a very easy victory. But before that, Newmarket in a 2 miles and a quarter handicap, finished 17th by 22 lengths. Again, really weakened out of it on that, quite very dry ground. You're going to see dry ground today, but not as dry as that afternoon at Newmarket. I like him a lot here, 3rd off the break. He has a good post right here today. Watch out for him to run a big one. So to recap my bets for today's 4th race from Chester, the 335, it's the Chester Cup. Gonna go with the number 3 horse here, Time to Study. I'm gonna go 3-8-17 in the tricast of the trifecta. So now let's get on to race number 5, the 405. The 405, it's the LDF Condition Stakes, Class 3 conditions race, going for a purse of $27,500. This race is for 3-year-olds and upwards. Field of 8 horses going the distance of ground of 1,000 meters or 5 furlongs on the turf course. Top selection in this race, I like number 3 horse, Duke of Friends. I'm going to go 3-5-1 in the tricast of the trifecta. 3-5-1 tricast trifecta. Top pick number 3, Duke of Friends. Gets the leg up here of David Allen on this Griffiths trained 9-year-old gelding by Pivotal, so he's been around the block a few times. His most recent outing came on the 1st of October. That came at Chantilly, yielding ground 5 furlongs in the Group 1 Prix d'Alibi de Longchamp. This horse finished 4th by 5 1/4 lengths. And at 80-1 with high weight, he ran a good race. He quickened up a little bit that day. Wasn't a bad outing. Major improvement off his start before, which came on the 16th of September at Doncaster, yielding ground 1,100 meters, 5.5 furlongs, Class 2 handicap. He didn't do any running that day. He finished 9th by 6 lengths. Never really was there. Just wasn't his day to win. And then Takura, soft ground, 5 furlongs in the Group 2 Darrenstown stud, flying 5 stakes. He finished 10th by 12 lengths. Again, really had nothing there. Looking at his races last year, he was facing the best of the best. This race is not nearly as tough, even with a little bit of a heavy weight of 130 pounds off the break. I really think he should run a big one here today. In 2017, out of 11 offerings, he only won once, but that one victory was a good one. I like him a lot here today. He likes this race course. Watch out for him. So to recap my bets for the 5th, the 405 from Chester, gonna go with the 3 horse, gonna go 3-5-1 in the tricast of the trifecta. So now let's get on to race number three. Race number 6, the 440. The 440. My God, I need a coffee right now. The sixth race, the 440. Like I said, for the fifth fucking time, it is the YCO Apprentice Handicap Class 4 Apprentice Handicap, going for a purse of $19,000. Races for 4-year-olds and upwards, rated 71 to 85. Field of 11 horses, going the distance of ground of 2,400 meters or a mile and a half on the turf course. Top selection in this race, I like number 3 horse Rainbow Rebel. I'm gonna go 371 in the TriCast, so the trifecta. 371 TriCast trifecta. Top pick number 3, Rainbow Rebel. Andrew Breslin is on this Mark Johnston trained 5-year-old gelding by acclamation. Horse's most recent outing came last week, the 4th of May, which was last Friday now, at Newcastle. Mile quarter, class 4 handicap. Horse finished second by half length. It was the horse's, second start in 2 weeks. He's going to make his third start in 3 weeks today, but second start in 2 weeks last time. He finished second by half length. He quickened up nicely, just missed, but it was a respectable run. A week earlier at Haydock on soft ground, a mile 5/16, basically a mile and a quarter, the extended mile and a quarter, basically, in a class 4 handicap. He finished 4th by 2 lengths that day, and he just kind of weakened out of it at the end. He had a little bit of a high weight that day. Maybe that got to him. And then a month earlier at Newcastle, mile and a half class 4 handicap, he won by 3/4 length. Why post rather than affect this horse? He just quickened up nicely again that day. Today, he's supposed to carry 134 pounds. But with the 7-pound apprentice up today, he's going to carry 134. That's 127 pounds, I believe, which is a good weight in the spot. He has a good inside posture. He could definitely stay the trip of a mile and a half. He won going a mile and a half at Newcastle a few weeks ago, on turf. He likes running on turf, so watch out for him to run a big one here today. So to recap my bets for the 6 to 440 from Chester, going to go with the 3-horse Rainbow Rebel. Going to go 371 in the TriCast of the trifecta. So now let's get on to race number 7, the 515. The 515's finale on the card. It is the 188 bet Chester Plate Handicap. Class 2 handicap, going for a purse of $67,500. This race is for 4-year-olds and upwards. Field of 16 horses, going the 3,800 meter trip, or 2 miles and 3/8 on the turf course. Top selection in this race, I'm going to go to the 12-horse Coeur de Lion. I'm going to go 12-1-14 in the TriCast of the trifecta. 12-1-14 TriCast trifecta. Top pick number 12, Coeur de Lion. 5-1, 5-year-old gelding by Poor Moy. What am I saying? William Carson's on this one for Alan King. Lost my train of thought for a second. But, this horse's most recent outing came about 2 weeks ago now, the 20th of April at Newbury, yielding ground 2 miles and a quarter in a class 2 handicap. Finished second by a neck that day. Just missed at the end. As a 72 favorite, this horse made her money's worth at the end, quickened up nicely. Like I said, just missed, but it was a very respectable race. It was the horse's first over the flat in quite a few months. Start before it came over the hurdles at Cheltenham during the festival. 16th of March, 2 miles and a half in conditional handicap hurdle. Horse finished 15th by 27 lengths and really just weakened out of it. They were saying their sights were just a little bit too high that day. And then before that, on 13th of February at Seville, 2 miles into 16th class 3 handicap. Horse won by a length, stayed a distance of ground on that very demanding course, and he had a very nice, easy victory. And then before that, he ran at Newbury in early December over the jumps in a 2 mile 9/16 class 2 handicap. Finished 11th by 26 lengths. Really just couldn't keep up with them. But I think here today, back to this flat distance, he does have a wide posture, but I really think his horse could overcome it because she could stay the distance of ground. Watch out for her here today. So to recap my bets for the 515, the 7th race from Chester, it's the Chester Plate Handicap. Gonna go with the number 12 horse Coeur de Lion. Gonna go 12-1-14 in the TriCast of the trifecta. So good luck to all. Please follow me on Twitter at HorseRacingKid5 for more selections for race courses around the world. And join me next week for my York preview here on YouTube. And join me also next week for my Preakness preview video here on YouTube. Those should be up hopefully next Thursday. My Preakness video and my York video should be up hopefully Monday for Wednesday. So